Welcome to California Bar Prep, your study companion for the California Bar exam. In this lesson, mortgages, recording acts, and conveyancing. Let's begin. Conveyancing and mortgage questions are priority disputes dressed as transactions. A seller signs a contract, a buyer receives a deed, a lender records a mortgage, another claimant appears, and the exam asks who wins. The answer depends on timing, notice, value, recordation, deed warranties, and foreclosure rules. Treat every problem as a chain of title puzzle. A mortgage is a security interest in land. It does not usually transfer practical ownership unless foreclosure occurs. Recording acts decide priority among competing buyers and lien holders. Deed law decides what promises the grantor made. Land sale contract law governs the period before closing. Statute of frauds. A land sale contract must be in writing, signed by the party to be charged, and contain essential terms, parties, property description, and price or means of determining price. Part performance can allow specific performance when acts clearly indicate a contract, such as possession, payment, and improvements. Equitable conversion. Once a specifically enforceable land sale contract is signed, buyer holds equitable title and seller holds legal title as security for payment. Risk of loss may pass to buyer under common law, though many states place risk on the party in possession or seller until closing by statute. Marketable title. Seller must deliver title reasonably free from doubt at closing. Defects include adverse possession claims, encumbrances, zoning violations, and significant title disputes. Seller can cure before closing. After closing, deed covenants generally control by merger. Deeds. Valid deed. Must identify grantor and grantee, include words of present transfer, reasonably describe land, and be signed by grantor. Delivery requires intent that the deed presently operate, even if possession is delayed. Acceptance is presumed if beneficial. Quitclaim deed. No title covenants. It transfers whatever interest grantor has. General warranty deed. Warrants against all title defects, including those created by predecessors. Present covenants are season, right to convey, and against encumbrances, breached at delivery. Future covenants are quiet enjoyment, warranty, and further assurances, breached upon disturbance or failure to defend. Special warranty deed. Warrants only against defects created by grantor. Recording acts. Race. First to record wins, regardless of notice. Notice. Later bona fide purchaser wins if without notice at time of purchase, even if not first to record. Race notice. Later bona fide purchaser wins only if without notice and records first. Notice types. Actual notice is real knowledge. Record notice is what a proper title search would reveal. Inquiry notice arises from suspicious facts, possession, visible easements, or references requiring investigation. Mortgages. Creation. A mortgage or deed of trust secures an obligation with real property. The note is the debt. The mortgage follows the note. Priority. First in time generally has priority unless recording acts, purchase money mortgage rules, subordination, modification, or future advance rules change the result. Purchase money mortgage. A lender who finances acquisition often has priority over earlier non-purchase money claims against the buyer in the property acquired. Foreclosure. Proper foreclosure terminates interest junior to the mortgage being foreclosed, but does not eliminate senior interests. Junior lien holders are necessary parties. Omitted junior interests remain. Sale proceeds pay foreclosure costs, senior or foreclosing debt as applicable, then junior liens by priority, then debtor. Deficiency. If sale proceeds do not satisfy the debt, lender may seek deficiency unless prohibited. If proceeds exceed debt, surplus goes to junior lien holders and mortgagor. Deeds of trust. California commonly uses deeds of trust with a trustee's power of sale. Non-judicial foreclosure is common and governed by detailed statutory notice and sale procedures. Anti-deficiency protections. California has significant anti-deficiency rules, especially for certain purchase money loans and after non-judicial foreclosure. If a California essay tests foreclosure remedies, consider whether the lender is barred from a deficiency judgment. One action rule. California's security first or one action rule generally requires a creditor secured by real property to proceed against the security before suing personally on the debt, subject to exceptions. This is a California-specific mortgage remedy issue. Recording. California is commonly characterized as race notice. A later purchaser must be bona fide and record first to defeat a prior unrecorded interest. Marketable title and disclosure. California transactions may include statutory disclosures, but bar questions usually focus on common law marketability, deed covenants, and recording unless statutes are in the facts. Recording acts protect purchasers for value, including mortgagees, not donees. A donee usually stands in the donor's shoes. A buyer with notice before paying value is not protected. If payment is installment, protection may extend only to amounts paid before notice in some jurisdictions. Shelter rule lets a person who takes from a bona fide purchaser receive that protection, unless the property returns to a prior wrongdoer. Wild deeds outside the chain of title do not give record notice. A deed recorded before the grantor has record title may be wild in many jurisdictions. Date covenants differ by timing. Present covenants breach at delivery, and the statute of limitations starts then. Future covenants breach only upon eviction or disturbance. Foreclosing a junior mortgage leaves senior mortgages on the land. The buyer takes subject to senior liens. Modification of a senior mortgage can lose priority to junior lien holders if the modification materially prejudices them. For recording questions, make a table, claimant, interest, date acquired, value paid, notice, date recorded. Then apply the statute. Do not rely on fairness. If the jurisdiction is race notice, a later buyer with no notice still loses if the earlier deed records first before the later buyer records. For mortgage foreclosure, draw priority vertically. Ask which mortgage is foreclosed. Interests junior to that mortgage are wiped out if joined, senior interests survive. Then distribute proceeds in order. For deeds, ask what kind of deed and which covenant. If the grantor did not own the land at delivery, season is breached immediately. If a third party later asserts paramount title and evicts, quiet enjoyment and warranty are breached then. Note: conveyancing questions are not about who seems more deserving. They are about the public record, protected purchaser status, and the exact promise contained in the deed. That's it for this lesson. Download California Bar Prep on the App Store for lessons on all 14 bar subjects, practice questions, and essay frameworks. Keep studying, and good luck on the bar exam.